I knew I wanted to have a female as the sort of antagonist to the Medal of Honor winner, and I think that at some point she just evolved somehow into a lesbian. It just made her much more interesting and deep, and gave me a lot more to play with. It actually began as a white woman, and when Karen got cast about 2 or 3 months before the reading, I just couldn't picture anybody else, and so slowly I made her more and more like Karen.
If you're someone like me who doesn't get a lot of really meaty roles all the time, you know, because there's really a dearth of, you know, opportunity for black actors, well, anywhere, but, you know, in South Florida, I was just happy, you know, that there was a script that had a character in it with substance and who was multi-layered and dimensional. I loved the story. I loved her story. And I was really excited to do the reading. Really, really excited. And the reading went really. I think Mary Jean and I are very much alike. You know, even though I have a professional life, I'm college educated, but we come from very meager beginnings. I grew up in an all-black neighborhood and you know, went to schools that were mostly all black, you know, when I was very young. And poverty is what we have in common, because we come from poverty. Disenfranchisement is what we have in common. Trying to reach outside of our circumstances for something better is what we have in common. It's like, I know this person, you know, and someone said, well, how do you feel about playing someone who's so far removed from yourself? And I said, well, we're not really that far removed, because really, you know, I am Mary Jean, you just never get to see her.
I love that we can pose these kinds of questions and speak about it and hopefully come to some better conclusions. Fairness, a bit more equality, I think, along the entire path. And I think those are important. And I think that dialogue, not to be afraid of dialogue, is what I learned. I would like to see this play done throughout the country. I think that people have a very visceral reaction to it, and I think that's important. It'll play very differently in North Carolina than it does here in South Florida, you know. It'll play very differently in places that have strong military units. And it will, and I think it's important that way.